What is going on, everybody? Fernando Silva here with another video, and last but not least, so this should be the final unboxing of all the new Apple products, and it's the iPad mini 6. You know, this is the biggest box that it came in, so let's just open this up and see exactly what's going on, because this iPad mini 6, this is the first time since the iPad mini came out that I got a full redesign, because I think the first two generations were just normal iPads with a physical home button. Then they just replaced that physical home button with Touch ID, but it was still there, same legacy form factor. But now, Apple's adopting the nice iPad Pro form factor all the way down to the iPad mini, starting at $500. But let's unbox this and see exactly what we got going on. But if everybody's been following along with all these unboxings, know that in this video we have the 13 Pro Max as the main A-roll, and then the top-down camera, this one right here, is actually the 13 mini. So on the last video, the mini unboxing, we had the 13 Pro Max with the A-roll, and then the 11 Pro Max as a top-down. And in the very first one, where we unboxed the 13 Pro Max, we had the 11 Pro Max as the main camera, and then the regular 11 as the top-down one. So just wanted to give you guys a little preface, because all those different camera angles and all those different, I guess, camera tech, I want to be able to see if there's an actual difference with the camera tech, because so far, over these 2 years where we didn't upgrade, that's pretty much the biggest difference. Yes, the screen size is better, I mean, it's a different form factor and all these different things in terms of iPhones, but the cameras are the biggest upgrade that we've seen for over the 2 years. But let's see if we can actually get a visual difference. But without further ado, let's unbox this thing. They didn't get the tape all the way done. I thought we lived in a world where I didn't need an unboxing knife anymore, but it looks like we're able to open it. Look at this little thing. This box is tiny. So let's get that box off to the side, and this is the new iPad mini. So this box is tiny. As you can see, this is the regular iPad. This is the 12.9-inch M1 iPad Pro. Sits right on top of it right there. But let's move this off to the side, and we're gonna unbox this thing. So we have the iPad mini. I actually went with the regular Wi-Fi model, but 256. So I did ante up that extra $150 for the 256 model, because I wanted to see if I'm actually gonna get some work done on this thing, I'm gonna need more than 64 gigs. So this was, I think, $650. If you do spend another $150, then you're at the iPad Pro 11-inch with the M1 processor, and if you spend another $50, then you're at the iPad Air 4. So unless you really need this form factor in this size, it's tough to super recommend it, but I do believe that for me, this is gonna be the ultimate leisure device, very on the go, very quick edits and things like that, but also, this could replace my Nintendo Switch. That's what I'm thinking, but let's open this up. I want to see exactly what we got going on. We got the purple variant because I wanted to see something different. Because like I said, my main device on my iPhone is always space gray. iPad is space gray, but I wanted to change it up a little bit and see exactly what we got going on. Let's grab this. So you can see that Apple actually, they kept this paper plastic as opposed to that thick paper that they put on the iPhones to protect the screen. But this thing is so small. So let's open this up. So this is the purple color. Again, it's got a bluish tint to it. It's a very subtle purple. Depending on what light hits it, that's what you're gonna deal with. But this is very similar to that iPad Air 4 that came in that blue color, quote unquote, but it was really kind of just like a gray color, depending on how you hit it in the light, but they weren't lying. You can fit this in your hand. This is a one-hander device. This could be a nice little game changer. I can see myself maybe using this in the regular iPhone mini as a daily driver, but let's turn this on, get this going, and see what else is in the box. So as you can see, the little camera hole right there, designed in Apple in California. You get the USB-C to C. This is not Lightning, because again, everything else in Apple's lineup uses USB-C. And then we do actually get a brick in here, which I believe should be 20 watts, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a 20-watt brick that comes ready to go. And I'm not 100% sure what the full, power consumption that it could be, or what wattage you can put in, because I know the iPad Pros come with a 20-watt charger, but you can actually charge it up to 33 watts in terms of speed. But overall, 20 watts should be enough, especially because this battery is a little bit smaller. And that's what I've heard so far with this new iPad mini. Yes, it's amazing. Yes, it's really, really nice. The form factor is amazing, but I heard that the battery life on these minis aren't that great. So again, we're going to install the Wi-Fi, get it going. But again, there's nothing else in the box. Very simple, very small, very straightforward. Let's see what we got. Do we get any Apple stickers? I'm sure we do. iPad mini start guide. Do we get purple stickers? No, but we do get 2 Apple stickers. So there we go, 4 Apple stickers so far today. That's awesome. put this right here. And then I just want to look at this thing. So we are going to connect to the Wi-Fi. I'm going to sign into my Apple ID, but this thing is kind of pretty. So again, we do have Touch ID on the top. We do have the 2 volume rockers. They're actually on the top as well. And I heard that the reason they actually did this was, I understood why they didn't want to put it on here, because as you can see, Apple Pencil 2 slaps right on here, right? Apple Pencil 2, good to go. So I understood why the volume rockers could be on this side, but then on this side, I heard it's for all those slim folio cases. So there's magnets along this edge as well for the slim folio cases, and that's why they couldn't put the volume rocker here, because if you do put a case on here that attaches via magnets, you can't really use it. But let's set up Touch ID here. Let's continue. So very simple process. If you guys are used to Apple ID or Face ID or Touch ID, then it's the same exact process. A little bit of a smaller footprint in terms of where you can put your finger. But there we go. Capture all of your finger. So it takes a little while. It wants you to do like your entire finger, cover the entire thing. Added. So good to go. So we can add another fingerprint. Oh, so it wants you to turn it to the side. So I kind of like that actually. It doesn't force you, it gives you the option to add a second fingerprint right away, even though I do believe if you go into the settings, you can add up to 10 fingerprints, or maybe 5. But you can definitely add more than one, and also with Face ID. You can actually add more than one Face ID at a time now, which is nice. But there we go. So as this actually sets up, I do want to take a look at everything again. So Apple Pencil goes on at the top. So the Apple Pencil is almost the length, or the height, I guess, I don't know what you would call it at this point, the length of the entire iPad mini. But this thing is kind of like, again, Apple, I guess, went cute this year. Like this can go in your hand. I can kind of see this being, I don't know, like your one and only, like you can really use this as a phone if you want, because there is audio FaceTime. Again, you probably can't call people that have Android phones, but there are applications that you could get on here to get like a phone number, an actual phone number. So if this is all you want to rock with, you definitely could, because this is rocking that A15 Bionic. So it's the latest chipset that Apple has for their iDevices besides the M1. So this thing is going to go through everything very, very easily. But overall, I love the size of this thing. So the bezels, they look a little bit thicker, even though they are the same size as the iPad Air models, not the iPad Pro models. The iPad Pro's, the bezel's a little bit thinner, but these bezels right here, they're actually the same exact size as the iPad Air 4. It just looks a little bit thicker because, again, the screen is smaller. So you're dealing with an 8.3 inch screen. Apple's being a little bit weird with these, I guess, I don't know what would you call this? You're kind of getting letterboxed in. Like, they're not really bezels because you can physically see the screen. But I don't know, like I feel like Apple could have let us grab one of these and move it into this, like give us a little bit more of a slot. But I do like this because it's still iPadOS, it's not iOS. So you can grab as many, I think you can fit up to like 12 or 15 icons down here at the bottom. I'm actually just setting this up as a brand new iPad because I don't want the same exact stuff, because this is gonna be a different device for me. But overall, I think this is gonna have a nice little spot in the workflow. I do plan on keeping this one, not 100% sure. I gotta make sure that it's worth it because this still is $650, but man, I'm excited to see like what this thing can do. But we're gonna take it through its paces, try the battery life out, because like I said, that's been the biggest complaint for a lot of the users so far, that battery life, or at least a lot of the reviewers, because this is the non-embargo review. Most reviewers got it, I think, a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and then the embargo lifted on Wednesday, so they were able to test it out, and they said the battery wasn't great. But again, you're dealing with a 60 hertz display, nothing amazing, nothing crazy. It's still liquid retina, it still gets plenty bright. You get 500 nits of brightness. It's not no iPad Pro. iPad Pro gets at least the iPad Pro can get you to 1,000 or like 1,600 nits of brightness with this new mini LED display. But you can see right here, I'm gonna put these side by side. If I put these side by side, first off, you can see the size difference. And then one is 60 hertz and one is 120 that has ProMotion. So you can see that this one is obviously a little bit more fluid. This does have a screen protector on it. I got a Paperlike on here. Check them out, description below if you guys wanna check them out. Channel sponsor, always hooking us up. And this is a regular 60 hertz. So in my opinion, like this could be somebody's only iDevice, right? Their only iOS or iPadOS device. It just depends on like what you use it for and things like that. But I don't know, if you got 5G on this thing and just use this as like a phone and you had your AirPods in and you had like an Apple Watch, it could work. Actually, no, the Apple Watch, there is no watch app on iPadOS. So you can't really do that, sadly. But I'm excited to take this through its paces. Very, very thin. I love the aluminum. I love the style. This purple color is not super purple where it's like screaming in your face, kind of subtle, like it's like a bluish, grayish purple. That's really nice. And I'm just excited, like look how it fits in the hand. It's like nice and small. You can do it with this, grab it like this, throw it around. Can you hold it like that? I don't know. But that's gonna do it for this video. This is just an unboxing, initial impressions, what you get in the box, things like that. And I'm just really excited to take it through its paces and see if we can edit a video on it on LumaFusion in 4K, or if we can edit, maybe I'll edit the thumbnails for these videos on here with Affinity Photo to see what it's like and see how it works with the Apple Pencil. Because, like I said, It works with the Apple Pencil. We're connected, continue. So there it is. I hate using the Apple Pencil on the iPad screen without a screen protector, without the paper-like. It just feels weird. It feels like I'm trying to write on glass, which is not a good feeling. Paper-like is the way to go. But that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully everybody enjoyed. And until next time, peace. Don't forget to subscribe. We got a lot of content coming.